Today I'm going to be showing you how to lunge properly in badminton and showing you some common mistakes people make so that you don't make the same ones. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Jacob's Badminton video. Today I'm going to be talking through and sharing my tips on how to lunge properly in badminton, as well as avoiding some common mistakes people make. This is going to help us to prevent injury so we don't roll our ankle, and hopefully help us move quickly and efficiently around the court. So the first mistake I see when I watch people lunge is they have their foot turned inwards like this. This makes us a lot more prone to rolling the ankle and causing some damage to not only our ankle joints, but our knee joint as well. So we want to make sure as we lunge in, we turn the foot out. So we have the toe, the knee, and the hip all nicely in line in the direction that we're traveling. So if I'm moving this way on the diagonal, the foot's going to turn out and point in this direction. So I like to think of this a bit like a puppet on strings. So imagine you've got a little bit of string tied to the end of your racket, attached to your toe. Whatever direction I'm moving and the direction of the racket, the foot goes in that direction as well. So if I go a little bit more this way, it turns there. A little bit more this way, it turns there. That way you can make sure you're always lunging with everything nicely aligned and engaging the muscles in the correct way when we play. So the next mistake I see is people not doing what I call a heel-toe lunge. So landing on our heel first as our foot strikes the ground. This allows us to stop quickly and change direction once we've played the shot. It also allows us to place the foot down and not put extra strain on the knee. Because if we're coming in and we're landing on the toe first, the knee comes over the toe, puts a lot of pressure on that knee joint, and in the long term can cause some quite serious damage to our knee. So we want to make sure we're landing on the heel first, then the toe. So I like to point my toe to the ceiling as I'm coming in. That way there's no chance of me landing on the toe first. So now we're going to take a look at the position of our feet. I see some people lunge like they're on a tightrope sometimes. So as they lunge forward, they've got the back foot turned in and both feet pointing straight, and you can see my body's facing the shuttle. This is very difficult to balance when we're playing games, especially trying to stop and change direction. We want to lunge like this when we're in the gym doing weights. We've got weights on our back. That's great because everything's in a straight line. You're not putting extra stress on the joints with heavy weights. So this is the correct way to lunge in the gym. But if we're on court and we're playing, we want to have that back foot turned out. So I think of it like having an L shape or drawing an L shape with the feet. That gives us a nice stable base to work off of, and I could stay in this position, especially low down here, all day and not be too worried that I'm going to lose my balance. Okay, so make sure as you lunge in, that back foot is turned out and both knees are bent, so we're nice and low. Just like that. So next up is what I call the ballerina technique when lunging. So this, you might recognize this. As people lunge in, they keep their legs quite straight, their head comes over, and then the back leg comes up in the air. And you see, it looks a bit like a ballerina. So what we want to make sure we're doing is keeping our hips level and bending both knees. So we're nice and low, lowering our center of gravity and keeping our torso in a good position. So you do need to have a strong core to help you do this. But as you lunge forward, you can see my hips are level, my knees are bent, you know, that head's not coming over as I play my shot. So we've talked about how we should lunge, the position we should be in, but what we should be doing with the feet as we lunge is not just lunging and stopping and then only pushing back on one leg. So what I mean is when we lunge in here, especially if it's a deeper lunge, we don't want to from here, we've got a lot of our weight on that front leg. We don't want to then just only use one leg to push back, because that's quite inefficient, and it's going to obviously not be as fast as using both legs. So as we lunge forward here, as we lunge in, we're going to slide that back leg in, about halfway. You can see now that I'm balanced on both legs, and from here I can push back with both legs. So from this position, as we slide in, yes, it might come in a little bit on the side of the foot, but we're going to come onto the flat, and then from there push back. That's going to allow for that quick in and out after we've played our next shots. So there are my top tips for improving your lunging on the badminton court. Let me know if you make any of those mistakes, and if you enjoyed it and found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Out.